Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Physical Digital Tiny Room. It is currently late Thursday evening, and you will be listening to this early Monday morning, hopefully. So prepare for some somewhat out-of-date news and opinions.
Yeah.
Of the two people named in Michael and Benjamin's podcast, I am Michael, and I am joined today by the man who has never been called the Big Ben of Irish podcasting. It's Ben.
Oh, I am sadly average height.
Ben, there's also a kind of double meaning there on why I'm on the wrong side of the room, Ben. It's so weird.
Yeah, you're funny. Very different. We've swapped because we've found that not only am I not that big, I'm quite echoey. I'm hollow inside.
Yes. Like a walnut.
Like a walnut.
Yeah. Ben, tell them why I've called you not Big Ben, though.
Because I think it's possibly a play on the fact that I'm leaving for Londinium.
Yeah, because that's where the famous clock tower...
Big Ben is.
Is Big Ben the clock or the bell?
It's a clock.
Is Big Ben the clock?
Big Ben's the clock.
Anyway, Ben, do the theme music.
Theme music for the podcast. We don't actually have any theme music, but I hope someone will mix them up for us. I don't wanna name any names. Rachel, I hope it's Rachel.
Brilliant. Never won't be funny. Benjamin.
Yes.
The biggest pop culture thing happening this week is that it's not the fact the thing that happened with me isn't the biggest pop. Look, Ben, long story short, I've seen The Predator.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So Arnold's back, full form.
No, Arnold isn't in it.
What?
No, it's Boyd Holbrook.
What? Well, that doesn't roll off the tongue like
it doesn't,
Arnold.
Does it?
No.
He's going to need a better name if he wants to be a superstar.
Yeah, because like in the 40s and 50s and 60s, Jewish people had to change their names all the time.
Rock Hudson.
Yeah, Rock Hudson was not a real name.
Was it not?
No.
What's his real name?
Don't know, but it's not Rock Hudson.
Stan Lee.
Stan Lee, who had a big old Jewish ethnicity name.
Stanley Leibovitz?
Something like that, yeah.
Anyway.
His brother kept it. His brother did a bit of work on the comics here and there.
This is unusually early to be so diverted.
Yeah, sorry. Did you see the really weird thing on his Instagram lately?
Stan Lee?
Yeah, Stan Lee's Instagram is filled with this weird off-brand series that apparently he created called the Workforce, and it's in an office place.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It looks like a real cheap Instagram comic.
It's awful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bonkers. I'm not going to unfollow him because he's Stan Lee.
I don't think it is Stan Lee, though.
No, it's some mad person who's kind of using his
Who's
fame.
still using his bloody fame, like.
That's not good, is it?
No, it's not great.
Anyway, speaking of Predators.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's a nice segue.
Yeah, wasn't it? It was pretty good.
Smooth.
Ben, did you like the first Predator?
Yes.
It's an all-time classic, isn't it?
It's an all-time classic from the strange woman who goes to wait on the chopper and falls in love with Arnold Schwarzenegger just because he survives.
Yeah, that's all you need.
To the
last man standing.
To the poor Shane Black dying because he bloody went to stop her. And man,
Shane Black wrote and directed this one.
Yeah,
it's very obviously that Shane Black wrote and directed as well.
I like a Shane Black ensemble though. I'm a Shane Black fan.
There's lots of Shane Black dialogue in it, and it was filmed and produced before Olivia Munn hated Shane Black.
Does she hate him now?
I think so.
Full hate him.
Pretty much not talking to him and begrudgingly finishing her commitments to promoting the film.
That's a bit awkward, isn't it?
It is a bit awkward, and you can see she's doing all the promotion and she's smiling, but there's a kind of sadness behind the eyes.
It's a dead smile.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's a dead smile.
I think she feels really betrayed by her cast members because they're not kind of backing her up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there's no one of massive note there, is there?
Boyd Holbrook.
He's not of massive note.
Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane is a bit of a, in terms of nerdy circles, a bit of a knock.
Alfie Allen. Theon Greyjoy from Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's a bit
Lily
of a knock.
Allen's brother. Inexplicably,
Doing much
Ben.
better than
very good. Inexplicably, an Irishman suspense.
Really?
Yeah. Took me out of it a little bit. Is
Okay.
like
Can't blame you.
I don't know what it is with American casting directors and going England, Ireland, basically the same.
Yeah, basically the same.
You'll do an Irish accent.
They're all from the same group of islands.
Yeah, he was exceptionally bad No, it's not an exceptionally bad accent, but it's a bad accent.
It's a bit rough.
Yeah. Not bad enough that it would take you out of it like Friday in Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yeah, that's not great.
The power levels are rising, boss! But,
I don't know what to do, boss.
yeah, still not good, though.
Keegan-Michael Key's in it. He's a heavy hitter in his own way.
He has a very good joke.
Does he?
I'm not going to spoil the joke.
Don't. I might actually go see it.
It is my favourite dirty joke. It's a little bit like reminiscent of the dirty jokes from the opening scenes of the original.
Oh, good.
Except this time they're all telling each other gross jokes on a bus instead of a helicopter, but it's very good.
Oh, good.
Also, they get all of the necessary homages out of the way in the first half hour or so.
Ah.
So every line that you expect them to say, they say in that first half hour or so.
Do you know what I completely forgot and really enjoyed living through again when I rewatched it there last week?
What?
The Billy knife scene.
Billy's great.
Where he throws the gun away and he's just like, it's time to go mano a mano.
Yeah,
it's just like, what?
Have you read the weird internet fan theory about that scene?
No.
The weird internet fan theory says there are multiple predators and Billy actually managed to kill one in that fight that we see.
Are you sure that's not just people trying to give Billy a fair shake?
Yeah, fan theory.
Yeah.
Fan theory.
Yeah.
Also, if you've seen Predators,
Yeah.
I personally always thought that the scene where the Yakuza guy sword fights the Predator.
Is that in the beginning?
No, it's towards the denouement.
Okay.
He sword fights the Predator and they kill each other. It's a draw.
Nice.
And I always thought that was a kind of apology for Billy.
Oh, so has Bill.
Yeah, like not necessarily sorry to Billy, but sorry to the audience for letting Billy die off screen and not.
Yeah,
giving
Billy
us,
shouldn't have died off scene or off screen.
Not showing us the kind of cool fight that we were all waiting for.
That was a pretty cool. It's just the close up on the knife that I love more than anything else. He just takes it out and it's just hitting the glistening abs.
That was probably
with the knife going across.
Probably his own knife. He's a weird dude.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's a really sunny something. I can't remember his real name.
He's just a guy who turned up on set with a knife.
Basically,
and they were like, well, we've got to put him off screen.
They had bodyguards on set to keep him away from the rest of the cast.
Really?
Because he was a notorious loose cannon.
Oh.
Yeah, a bit of a loose egg.
Goodness.
Newest type of egg.
Newest type of egg.
Look, Ben, it's not a good film.
Oh.
It's saved by good action and good Shane Black dialogue.
Oh, dear.
But the plot is bloody ridiculous and
super predators.
Look, it's unnecessary. There's lots of unnecessary nonsense. The first film is great because it's an alien who came to the planet to kill a few dudes.
Yeah, but it's a nice closed environment.
Yeah,
Michael, you know how I feel about a closed set. I like a tight kind of scenario where everyone's stop that, Michael.
Ben enjoys a tight scenario.
I like a scenario where it's kind of like a locked room play. You know, you got your elements. Not much variation in the elements. You're dependent on the actors and a little bit of stuff.
You see, as soon as you start having other characters explaining the Predator's motivations based on something they've figured out, you know you've gone too far.
Nah, Adrian Brodying it. I don't like Adrian Brodying.
I like Adrian Brody.
I like Adrian Brody. I don't like Adrian Brodying things.
Adrian Brody was the previous generation's Kylo Ren.
Yes,
Adam Driver.
Yeah, he's Adam Driver 1.0.
He's that kind of ugly but handsome.
Yeah.
Handsomely ugly.
So let us know down below who's ugly, handsome, or more. Is Adrian Brody ugly or handsome, or handsome uglier? I don't know how to phrase
more
this.
Ugly or handsome?
More ugly or handsome than that's what it is. More ugly or handsome than bloody Driver. Bloody Adam Driver.
What else is going on, Ben?
Well, there's
look, Ben.
Oh, Jesus.
Go see it.
I will.
I went to see it because I'm on holidays, as you know, and I was going to text you, and I was going, I'll text Ben. He might want to go see Predator, and I thought he can't go see Predator, can he? Because he's in work. And to be honest, I enjoyed that sensation more than the film.
At least I brought you some kind of joy in those strange moments.
I went with a friend of the podcast at Podcast Wanker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That is actually happening. That's not just a nightmare that I'm having occasionally, where it's like, I dreamt that Mick was hedging me out of the podcast.
Yeah,
but no, you are. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on.
Great. Have you been looking at the trailers? It's release season, Michael, where we're lining up all the winter watching.
Oh, for the televisions.
For the televisions, Michael. So I normally don't care for television, as you know, Michael. I am very, 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 very invested in Netflix, as you know, Michael. I find it to be a fascinating new realm of entertainment.
A realm of possibilities.
The Coen brothers have just dropped the trailer for their new movie coming out November 13th.
On Netflix?
With Netflix. Oh. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting. You said they're the Coen brothers. Are they two brothers who are traffic cones?
They are not. Oh. Surprisingly, they are quite a famous duo of directors, Joel and Ethan. Oh. They've done quite a few movies of note: No Country for Old Men, The Big Lebowski, which I don't think you're a fan of.
Look, I can take or leave it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Only because my friend Dan looks like the dude.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah, he's a real son of a bitch.
Miller's Crossing, those kinds of films. Mm-hmm. But traditionally, big studio guys, big film guys.
They're the movie guys. They're famous men.
Interesting move for them. But more interesting than that, Michael, did you see the trailer for graphic novel adaptation Hilda?
Ben?
Yes.
I did. You showed it to me just before we started, remember?
The old conceit.
It's a conceit. I don't have a humorous conceit plan for this week, so that'll do. Ben, I did see it. It looks like Gravity Falls. It sounds like Gravity Falls.
Exactly like Gravity Falls. But,
yes.
Michael, as you quipped, it has the millennial whoa.
Yep.
Whoa,
I hate that sound. Look, please stop. Please stop. I don't think that's even it. That's not even it. But look, you can
watch Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros. Hey.
You can watch the bloody trailer, and if you don't get turned off by that bloody millennial sound 3/4 of the way through,
you must be millennial.
It looks a bit like a lo-fi, more sincere Gravity Falls.
For me, it struck me very much as Cartoon Saloon, Secret of Kells style animation combined with a Gravity Falls style plot with a little bit more heartfelt emotion.
Is it a Cartoon Saloon? Is it a
it's not one of theirs. It's not one of theirs. Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. I didn't look it up.
We probably should have checked.
It seems very up their street, though. You know, natural world with a lot of wonderful stuff. I probably should have checked. I may secretly check under the table here, Michael.
You go check there.
But yeah, it's based on a series of graphic novels.
Does the series of graphic novels, Ben, and I hope you can tell me this without having to check it, does that predate Gravity Falls?
It does in certain cases, yes. The first volume there's 6 volumes.
Benjamin, there is nothing new under the sun.
There is nothing new under the sun. Hilda and the Midnight Giant was maybe it didn't predate. 2012, I think it well predated.
I don't know when Gravity Falls came out.
Gravity Falls is after 2012.
Was it?
I think. To be fair, Gravity Falls borrowed very heavily from a series called Over the Garden Wall, which I've mentioned to you before.
Yes, it did. As I say, Ben, nothing new. Oh, my bloody phone.
Oh, your bloody phone.
Who have I got a message from?
Podcast professionalism.
Over the Garden Wall, Ben, I've never seen it.
It's very good. It's a 12-episode miniseries for free on the Cartoon Network YouTube channel.
Oh, okay, I'll watch that then.
It's bloody great. But yeah, very up their street, very much tapping into the Gravity Falls weird, the natural world is wonderful in its own special kind of way. Listen to the wind as it whispers. You know, Pocahontas for millennials.
Bloody millennials. Does it have that bloody sound?
Bloody millennials. I'm afraid it does have that.
It's called the millennial whoop.
The millennial whoop?
Yeah.
Explain.
Ben, it's that, I can't do it because I'm not a millennial. Well, you know, by some definitions I am. Which sickens me.
When were you born?
82.
I made you admit it on the podcast.
No, it's not a secret.
I don't care. I think it's quite funny. No, it is a Japanese animator that is handmade. A man called...
A single man. Naohiro Ishibashi.
No, it does not.
I've just made up a Japanese name there.
Oh, god damn it.
Ben,
Andy Coyle. No, sorry. Not a Japanese thing at all.
Famous Japanese man.
Not
Andrew
a Japanese.
Coyle.
Completely wrong. It's an interesting thing. And I'm sure some SJWs will get on it eventually.
Nope.
Cultural appropriation. English comic book published in London. She's voiced by an English actress. Scandinavian based mythology.
Yeah, lots of trolls.
Scandinavian based names. Trollberg is the name of one of the places.
Yeah. Hilda.
So I'm sure Hilda being a traditionally Scandinavian name. So I'm sure we'll have an SJ-dub controversy in there somewhere.
Ben,
mind you, I've never heard SJ-dubs give out about white cultural appropriation.
Ben, well, let's bloody go down that bloody thorny alleyway you've just set up there.
Yay!
Why don't we? Speaking of cultural appropriation and controversy and the internet, we've a trifecta of news today.
That's
Ben,
3.
And I mean this, Ben. This is not hyperbole. Do a 20-second description of what The Witcher is, please.
The Witcher
I'm looking at the timer.
Okay, can I go now?
Go.
The Witcher is a trilogy of games from Project Red, centered around a pre-medieval universe, patrolled by bunches of monsters, and they're policed by a bunch of people called the Witchers who have special powers who are hated by the people who live in the villages but are necessary because if they don't have them, then the monsters will take over.
Yeah, that'll do. That's all right. That's pretty good. Yeah, good. So, one of the most popular characters in The Witcher is called Ciri.
Yes.
And Ciri is, as you know, Ben, I haven't made my way through The Witcher 3. So I only know of Ciri from cosplayers, basically, and a little bit from the game.
Is that the lady with the white hair that I see on Instagram?
The lady with the white hair, exactly. She has white hair, she's pale, she has green eyes. She's a young female Witcher in training.
I see.
Who is the daughter of two royal families. The name of the game, The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt, is about a wild hunt, a group of supernatural entities who are chasing Ciri for some reason.
Traditionally Scandinavian and English mythology. Celtic too.
Well, that's the thing. You said that The Witcher is a game series. The Witcher is actually a book series.
Oh,
first and foremost.
From the
Polish people.
Yeah.
The people of Poland.
You're absolutely right.
Along with kielbasa, their most important cultural export.
Sausage?
Yeah, it's a sausage. And my friend Philip.
Polish?
Yeah. What are we talking about?
I don't think you can call him Polish Philip, can you? That's probably...
No. Well, we call him Polish Thunder.
Oh, nice. That's so much cooler.
Yeah, he's good at punching. Anyway, what was I saying before that? The Witcher, very popular in Poland.
Short stories?
The game... No, novels. Translated into English as well. And the games are from a Polish game studio as well.
Is that Project Red?
Yeah. They're good eggs.
Good eggs all
So
around.
anyway, right? The Witcher is going to be on a Netflix.
A Netflix?
With a Henry Cavill.
A Henry Cavill?
Yes, and he's going to play it with an English accent, presumably, which is fine, because, when we translate things into English, we expect medieval people to have British accents.
When you want a refined badass, he has to have an English accent. He has to be able to quip smoothly when he takes people out.
Yeah, in the jacks.
That is traditionally how he does it, cocked fist and all.
Yeah.
I can't see Henry Cavill as the Witcher.
Well, no one can see him yet because he's
got a very broad face.
It's not available yet. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll do it. The interesting thing, here's the controversy, Ben, and you enjoy a controversy.
I love a controversy, Michael.
A presumably real casting call was released for The Witcher. And the casting call for Ciri is looking for a 15 or 16-year-old girl who can play down to 13 or 14. Which is fine because there'll be flashbacks. And is a word I've never heard before. BAME.
BAME, okay.
BAME. B-A-M-E.
B-A-M-E. Black American?
Black Asian Minority Ethnic.
Sorry?
Not white.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I thought it might have meant Black Asian Middle Eastern, which would also work. Yeah, but apparently it's Black Asian Minority Ethnic. But it means not white, basically.
Oh.
Right? Interesting.
And I enjoy a controversy, Michael, but that sounds like it's pretty dodgy territory there. That's some profiling.
Ben, the internet has gone wild.
Good. Oh, we knew it would, Michael. We knew it would. What's happening? Go on, fill me in.
Well, the thing is, Ben, let me speak personally, first of all.
Go.
I don't have that much of a connection to this character, so I don't care what she looks like.
Yeah. Also, it's quite common practice now to change the ethnicity of a character.
Right.
In adaptation.
In adaptations, it's quite common to change the ethnicity of a character, as you've said. Heimdall.
Yeah, Heimdall.
Domino. Johnny Storm.
Traditionally gone very well. Johnny Storm was probably one of the better things about that. Black Panther, played by a white man. Interesting.
That was a very, very racist use of makeup in that movie. Nicholas Fury.
Yeah, that's a big one.
So, from that point of view, who cares? Like, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah.
Right? That's for me personally. Now, let me play the devil's avocado for a moment.
Oh, he's back.
He's back. Thank you to Stephen Short for our delightful artwork. Yeah, very, very much appreciated.
Very good.
Very nice, wasn't it?
Vectored.
I don't know if it was as good as the original, but
it was very good. Don't know if we had to bash millennials in the little tagline that went at the bottom, Stephen. But I suppose, to each artist their own.
So there are some people who are upset that Ciri should be white. Inevitably.
Inevitably.
They'll be upset.
Inevitably. Because, correct me if I'm wrong here.
Go on.
But,
Ben,
the
I will.
Witchers, the Witchers seem to be, dare I say it, a bit of a white supremacy fantasy in certain, not intentionally, but they could be seen as bastions of pure whiteness.
That's very interesting. There are black characters in the Witcher series.
Are there?
Yeah, they're from different countries.
I've read a comic book
Go on.
adaptation of The Witcher.
Oh, have you?
Yes. They did a series of adaptations over the years directly from the short stories using the imagery from the games.
That's interesting.
Not bad. Like little mini horror vignettes with Geralt as the central. Very much in the same way that who's the character?
The spider.
Damn it. No.
This is podcast magic, Ben.
Very much in the same way that Mad Max is used. He's kind of
he's kind of a
thing
passenger
that other characters orbit around, and Geralt is the same thing in those comics. It's good. It's good.
What was I saying? Yes.
On,
so there will be people who are upset. The same people who were upset when Heimdall was black. Because
people upset when Heimdall was
very
black?
much so. Like, it's based on Scandinavian mythology. Scandinavian people are white. He should be white. Luckily, I think we're past that. Those people still exist, but I think most of us ignore them.
Serious dopes.
There was very little blowback when Valkyrie was black.
Good.
Which is, I think, good.
Progress.
Now, on the other hand,
I don't
Ben,
like when you snare me like that.
But look, devil's avocado again here. They have done a casting call and said not white.
That's not good.
It's not really ideal, is it?
It's not even so much that it's not white. It's also the way they reference it as black, Asian, minority ethnic.
Yeah.
That's ropey for both sides,
isn't it?
Like that's kind of messed up. And you can just imagine it's definitely a white person that put that casting call out. They were like, we need a minority.
Yeah.
How do we advertise that? Just stick down minority. It's fine.
Like, on the same note, I don't know if you saw the oh, bloody hell, I've got Ben syndrome.
Sorry.
I don't know if you saw the concept art for Domino from Deadpool 2.
Was she white?
No, she was black.
Oh.
Before casting of Zazie Beetz.
Oh.
So I think it's another one of those. I think they're
purposely filling the quota.
Exactly. Now, Ben, I don't care.
No, because it doesn't really make that much of a difference when you're watching the film.
Yeah.
I thought Zazie Beetz was great.
I thought she was very good.
One of the best things about Deadpool 2.
Yes. It's an affirmative action thing. It's really, what do you feel about affirmative action, and where do you feel affirmative action has a place in your entertainment?
Oh, God. There's a
hornet's nest. It's a hornet's nest. It's a whore's nest, Ben. Kick it and whores will come streaming out.
I don't know. It's always kind of interesting for me. I find race in America is such a heavy issue. Whereas
Witcher is being produced in Europe.
Is it? Well, see, that's more interesting to me, because we've been watching English television for years, Michael.
Mm-hmm. You and I personally
have sit down on the couch every Tuesday evening between 6 and 8, and we watch whatever the BBC has to offer, and Channel 4 if we're feeling raunchy. No, I'm just kidding. Me and Michael live very separate lives outside of the tiny room. But generally speaking, we're quite used to seeing a full cast of Black, Indian, Asian, Middle Asian, Middle Eastern, Middle Asian, Asian. We're quite used to seeing that because it's been very much a part of British TV for a long time. Like, even going back to the 70s.
A lot of stereotypes in the 70s.
I don't know, absolutely. But like one of the more positive examples I think you could find was Only Fools and Horses. Mm-hmm. They had
I hate Only Fools and Horses.
Do you?
When I was growing up, it was far too English for me.
That's fair.
I hate Only Fools and Horses. I hate the one about the two drunk women.
Oh, absolutely fabulous.
That's the one. Hate it. Hate the smoking. Hate the drunk women.
This explains a lot about the two of us. This explains a lot about the two of us.
I could tolerate the one about the old men having little adventures. Last of the Summer Wine?
Oh, that was awful.
Tolerate.
Oh, no. Only Fools and Horses was where it's at, man.
No,
but they had Trigger back in the 70s, and Trigger was just a normal working class lad from Peckham who was black, who happened to be black.
Was he? I thought Trigger was their white friend.
No, Trigger's the black character.
Is he?
Yeah, Trigger's the black character. And yeah, it's one of those, we're very used to seeing it. And then people explode in America all the time.
Damn Americans.
Americans
Come
are
on now,
just
Americans.
inherently racist.
Right, let's move on. Ben, so speaking of Henry Cavill, have you been keeping track?
Enjoy this.
Have you been keeping track of the Superman scandal?
Yeah, he's bloody out, isn't he?
He's out, or in, or he's out, or he's back in,
He's out.
or he's out. He's definitely on his way out, isn't he?
He's on his way out.
I saw a good meme of the Justice League and Batman and Superman are evaporating.
So
Like Thanos got them. Very
they're
good.
doing the Thanos snap.
So
I think it's... look, for me, he was a terrible Superman.
Mm-hmm.
For me, he was very stiff. There was none
stiff
of that.
upper lip.
Stiff upper... Because he had a CGI non-mustache. But for me, he was a terrible, terrible Superman. He had no sincerity.
So you're glad to see the back of him?
Not glad to see the back of him. Look, the whole
So
Justice
you hate
League...
to see him leave, but you love to watch him walk away. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
he's got a great ass. But generally speaking, like, Justice League's been a bit of a flop, hasn't it?
Look,
Like,
the whole DC
the
extended
whole
universe
DC
is-
thing, it's due an overhaul. Keep Gal, keep bloody Momoa.
Yeah.
Yeah! And keep, that's going to scare some listeners.
Exactly. Levi. Let's see how it goes.
I don't think he's going to be in the league, though. I don't know. That's a side project
Well, they might
DC
have-
thrown together.
They might have to put him in if Superman leaves.
Yeah, true. They need a new... no, I think we should still see our Batman and Superman combo, but I guess we're just rebooting all over again. Are we just going to forget that bloody Darkseid?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
How's it going to happen?
They've started rumours. The rumour mill has started. Have you seen any of the rumours for the replacements?
I've not.
The forerunner is one Michael B. Jordan.
A black Superman?
I can't see how that would upset anyone.
No.
That wouldn't upset anyone, would it?
No.
Everyone would be fine with that.
Everyone would be fine with that. He's only from Kansas in the deep south, and
I think he would be
that's
playing...
Middle America. Is that Middle America?
He would be playing the Earth... Which Earth Superman is black? You should know this. You're the Superman guy.
I'm not the multiverse Superman guy.
One of the multiverse.
One of the
Supermans.
multiverses is all black.
Yeah.
All black. Like, no, I'm not. That's not. I'm not. Like, I'm not being funny or glib there. I'm one of the multiverses. Everyone comes from Africa, and the entire world is black. There's no racism because there's no other race. Everyone is black.
No one will be upset if Michael B. Jordan plays Black Superman.
I wouldn't.
You know,
The character needs an upgrade.
look, scrap the whole DC extended universe. Start again.
I think it should be a hard reboot. I've been a fan of a hard... Like, get Gal back in, because, god damn it, she's pretty, isn't she?
Yeah, get her back on.
just-
Don't give her an origin.
She's just very attractive.
If anyone asks, is her film still canon? Just
But
fudge it.
she's also an excellent Wonder Woman.
Mhm.
From a purely acting point of view, she plays it with this lovely warmth and kind of calm and peace that works.
Have you ever heard Kate McKinnon's impersonation of her?
Yeah, it's quite good. Kate
spectacularly
McKinnon
good.
is the only one on the SNL cast that I can currently watch.
Yeah, she's quite
very
funny.
good.
Ben, let's move on.
Go on.
Speaking of race baiting,
Oh god.
Iron Fist season 2 was on. Very good. You've done a little fist gesture. That was more Black Power than I think you would have wanted.
No, the Black Power one is that one.
Yeah. Well,
I
this
did
is
that one.
visual gold.
I did Judd Nelson at the end of Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club. Okay, that's what you're doing. Ben, you alluded last week to there being a bit of a controversy at the end. And
Yes.
we're going to spoil it now. So cover your ear
spoilers.
holes.
We'll give you a quick breather. 1, 2, 3.
Spoilers. Okay. Colleen Wing is the Iron Fist now.
Yeah, bloody Colleen Wing.
She's a lady.
She's a lady.
She's an Asian.
She's an Asian lady.
She's much more popular than Danny.
Yeah. But hard not to see that coming. No, I'm kidding. Nobody saw that coming. But also, not the worst idea in the world.
Here's
He
the
was
thing,
a
right?
Terrible character.
I think he was growing on me a little bit.
Yeah, but he wasn't growing on you enough to keep him in it, was he?
Well, I don't think they're going to get rid of him. I think
No, he's going to be the sidekick now. He's going to be the Gal Friday.
that's the thing, is he? Because in that post-credit scene, he has the two...
I didn't see it.
You didn't see the post-credit scene? In the post-credit
Spoil
scene,
away.
he is in a duster jacket,
Oh, God.
and he has got 2 pistols from Orson Randall, a kind of rogue Iron Fist.
Yes, I remember.
And they are Iron Fist guns. And it's not explicit if the Iron Fist power that Danny has, it's several months later, is coming from the pistols or from Danny. But he can charge the guns with Iron Fist power and shoot an Iron Fist bullet.
Oh.
And then
so kind of an
Colleen-
Iron Punisher.
Yeah, a kind of Indiana Jones-esque
Blech.
look. And Colleen can charge her sword.
I saw that
with her
because
Iron Fist power.
Is the power? Oh, because Colleen hasn't gone through any of the challenges that make her a worthy...
She didn't punch a dragon.
Yeah, she didn't punch a dragon, so she doesn't get to have the full power. It's split or something?
No,
is that
she
what
has
it is?
the full power.
She has the full power? Okay,
yeah.
I wasn't 100% clear on that. Yeah. I think Danny's going to step up the mentor role because he was in Kunlun.
Mm-hmm.
He understands all the thing and he'll have to guide her.
Well, you see, he's gone off around the world.
Is Davos dead now?
No. Davos survives and is arrested. And Danny has a very nice little chat with him when he's being arrested, considering how many people Davos has killed. It's a bit mental.
Davos, Netflix loves an arrest.
Yeah.
They love an arrest.
Well, Jessica Jones murdered the hell out of Kilgrave.
That's the only one. Best villain they've had on the series.
Electra was killed, wasn't she?
Yeah, she came back.
And then killed again.
Oh, yeah, she was killed again in Defenders.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up, though.
Jessica Jones' mother was killed by her friend Rachel. The highlight of season 2 of Iron Fist was Misty Knight and Colleen Wing working together.
Yeah.
I would like to see them do a procedural TV show with Misty Knight and Colleen Wing investigating things, and like 1 out of 10 things be supernatural.
That'd be nice.
And all the rest just be normal stuff.
Just with one woman in a bionic arm and another one with a strange Asian power.
I didn't know where you were going there, Ben. My anus clenched with fear. I didn't know what you were going to say. And we're not even live.
Strange Asian power.
So I could have edited it out. But then, when I first saw it, I went, no, don't like this. Do not. No me gusta. Mucho no me gusta. I said I was in Spain, so I said, mucho no me gusta. Because
Why?
the first thing that came to my head was, I felt sorry for Finn Jones.
He's good.
He had to give up his lead role, it almost
dud.
felt like. But then I thought, this is bullshit. It's like if, at the end of season 2 of Buffy, they had passed the Slayer powers to Xander.
It's not the same thing.
Why is it not the same thing?
It's gone to a woman, so it's fine this time.
Oh, you're a son of a... I hope you have to Ben's retract that, Lacey.
I'm kidding. But like the whole point of it is it's not going to go the other way because, to be honest, Finn's a bit of a dud, isn't he? Like, he's not great.
He was growing
He
on
was
me.
growing on you, but he's not enough. Like, he wasn't a great lead.
But TV shows are all about characters, good characters and growth.
No.
Imagine how great that series would have been if season 1 he was a whiny asshole and then by season 4 he was your favourite hero on TV. Now you'll never know. But Ben, that was my initial reaction.
But he might be back. They might give it back to him in season 3.
They probably will.
Because you can pass it around now. Now we're going to have Danny's redemption arc where he finally earns the power of the Iron Fist and, knows how to wield it, and he becomes a true...
Iron Fister.
Yeah, Iron Fister. And he makes a $20 billion deal with the porn industry, and he goes off and makes his money in...
Is it the fact that we're on opposite sides of the table that's making you be vulgar and me try to keep things on track?
Oh, yeah. It's a side of the room thing, baby. It's all aces from here.
So,
no, but he's going to get it back in season 3.
Well, he might have already got it back from the after credits scene.
For God's sake.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we've already figured out how to do that. And, what this is it's a chance for bloody Danny to go off and earn his right again.
Yeah, so by season 4, he might be your favourite character on TV.
It's not going to happen.
So anyway,
I'm
my
still waiting for
initial
Punisher
reaction,
season 2.
My initial reaction was, this is bullshit. But then I thought to myself, you know what, Mick? Calm down, you son of a bitch. Because things like this happen. You look like that, with your face peeping over the pop filter. You look like that, that kind of the original meme from World War II with the 2 eyeballs popping over the thing. What's he called again?
Don't know.
Something was here. Doesn't matter.
Ernst?
Was it?
No.
What was I saying? Yeah, so my original thought was, screw this, I don't like it. Then I thought, calm down, Mick, you son of a bitch. If this had happened in the comics in the 60s, and let's say that in the 60s Colleen Wing had proved, I know Colleen Wing didn't even exist in the 60s, but in the 60s, if Colleen Wing had proved to be the more popular character, she would have become Iron Fist.
Yeah.
And she would have been the Iron Fist that we got on the TV show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And people would have lost their shit regardless.
People would have lost their shit and then...
If you had a Buffy to Xander moment.
Exactly.
A Bander moment.
Yeah.
Or a Zuffy.
Zuffy
moment.
So then that got our brains thinking then.
Yeah.
Of any time where this might have happened in the past.
Sniff a segue.
Where a bloody secondary or supporting character might have stolen the limelight from the original star.
Take us home, Michael.
Look, Ben, the most famous example is probably the Fonz.
Hey.
That's it. Very good. Ben's giving us the 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
From Happy Days, Ben, he was brought in as a supporting character, and then by the end of the season, he was the star of the show.
He was all anybody wanted.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about the Fonz too much because it's both before our time and not really our remit.
Really relevant.
Steve Urkel is another famous one as well.
Did I do that?
Very good. But again, not really my... Oh, look at the low. How low that is on the waves.
Oh, that's weird.
That is weird.
God, we're good at this, aren't we?
Very good. Very self-deprecating. Yeah, so Steve Urkel. But the most modern example in the kind of world of sitcoms is Sheldon Cooper. Because The Big Bang Theory was clearly meant to be about Leonard.
Yes, clearly.
Leonard and Penny.
Leonard finds love.
Yeah. But then Sheldon Cooper stole the show.
He also now has a prequel.
And
The Young Sheldon.
Yeah.
Which has spawned several autism,
Lawsuits.
Asperger's syndrome friendly series out of that. The Good Doctor and also Atypical on Netflix are 2 examples of that.
The Predator is also very autism friendly.
Is the young fella autistic?
He is. And it's a big plot point actually without spoiling too much.
Can predators not sense autistic people?
Look, I'm not going to tell you, Ben, because I just said without spoiling too much.
Because they don't have the correct
Ben, stop
emotional
guessing!
response.
Stop!
They can't read the social cues, so they drop their weapons sooner.
So, yes, Sheldon Cooper.
Hang on, let's pay Ben botches an autism diagnosis.
No, leave it alone.
Come on.
Leave it alone.
But anyway, yeah, sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, Sheldon Cooper, he's a famous example of that.
Yeah.
Give us some more there.
Give you some more examples.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been lots of them, Michael, over the years. I tend to focus on villains when that happens. I love when a villain outshines his hero. So for a great example is Demolition Man was a great movie that we all have a soft spot for some reason. Inexplicably. One of the best Stallone vehicles to ever exist. And it's so off-brand and off-canon. It's great.
I thought that Demolition Man was popular because of the time in my life that it hit. But clearly that is not the case because you are a good decade younger than me and you also like it.
Do you know what I loved when I was a kid?
Bloody running around stealing knickers.
Makes me into a very perverted little boy. But what colour is my jumper, Michael?
It's orange, Benjamin.
What colour was one of the characters' t-shirts, tank top things in bloody Demolition Man, Michael?
Oh, I mean, almost everybody had a top on. Blue.
It was orange.
It was an orangey yellow.
Simon Phoenix, Michael.
Remember when we met Simon Phoenix at Dublin Comic Con?
Very charismatic man.
Very nice man. He does jiu-jitsu. I'm going to fight him.
Oh, you going to fight him?
Yeah.
He might win.
Nah.
He's a big guy.
Don't worry about it.
He's a big guy.
I got it under control.
You got it under control. All right, buddy. He's a real nice guy, though.
He is. We don't know his real name, do we? It's Police cosplay.
He didn't give us his real name, which is fine. But yeah, Simon Phoenix, bloody Simon Phoenix. Loved Simon Phoenix. He was wacky. He was out there. He was kind of all the Animaniac stuff that was big in the 90s in one human being as a serial killer, mass murderer kind of type character. He was great. He
could have been a good example of what I meant. What I was talking about really was in the sense that Colleen Wing has kind of stolen the show.
A sneaky little side character, like
a sneaky little side character. But now she is the Iron Fist, and if there is a season 3 of Iron Fist, I imagine it's going to be about Colleen Wing.
I hope so.
So Simon Phoenix.
I might watch season 3 of it.
Simon Phoenix could be a great example of this if they made a follow-up movie to Demolition Man, and it didn't have Stallone's character in it. Because nobody really cared about Stallone's character.
And it was a Simon Phoenix prequel where he had autism.
Or No! Why is everything about autism today?
Young Phoenix.
Or it was just a Simon Phoenix follow-up movie. Like a Simon Phoenix sequel. Then it would be a great example of the thing that I was talking about. But that probably only didn't happen because Wesley Snipes is so unstable.
He's quite a difficult man.
He's a madman, isn't he?
Yeah. Doesn't like taxes.
One of my favourite things about Wesley Snipes is the famous scene in Blade 3, Trinity, where he refuses to wake up. He's on a table and he's supposed to dramatically wake up, and Wesley Snipes wouldn't do it.
Why not?
He's just a dick. He was fighting with the director and he wouldn't dramatically wake up. So they had to CG his eyes opening with like 2002 CG. I think they just put paper cutouts of open eyes over his eyes. It's mental looking.
Oh, wow.
You can find that on the internet.
That's rough. I'm looking forward to it.
It's well worth looking.
I'm looking forward to it. I suppose if we're looking at it from that perspective, Michael,
Go on, yeah.
Or
let's say, right, in Buffy. Remember Buffy?
Yes.
Imagine if after season 3 of Buffy, Buffy had stayed dead, and Faith had continued as the Slayer, and the show was still called Buffy. I would have watched it. I thought Faith was a lot more charismatic than Buffy.
Anyone's more charismatic than Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Buffy was one of the least charismatic characters in Buffy. Like there was a real risk of that happening with Willow, even.
Willow was quite one-dimensional.
She was a bit.
That's why they made her a lesbian.
She was a Ben.
That is what it is. It was 90s logic. How do we spice this up? Let's be really insensitive and just switch the character around. That was what the 90s did.
She was discovering herself.
No, she wasn't.
She was becoming.
She was completely straight one episode, then completely gay the next.
That's how it happened.
That's not what happens. It's not an overnight thing, Michael.
Well, she didn't know she was gay. Then she figured it out with magic.
Just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're looking at it that way, I suppose Wolverine is a pretty good example.
Go on.
From the original. So he was introduced to the X-Men.
Wolverine's a great example, Ben. That is a good example. Well done.
Okay.
That's very good.
So he was introduced to the X-Men in Uncanny X-Men Giant issue number 1, where the Professor has to find a new team of mutants. But he was originally introduced as an antagonist for the Bloody Hulk.
The Bloody Hulk, one of the less famous Hulks.
One of the less famous Hulks. Back in the day, it was Wendigo, depending on who you talk to, versus Hulk versus Wolverine.
I'm going to let you finish, Ben.
Go on.
But I'm going to interrupt you to tell you that according to the Avengers run by Jason Aaron, I've stolen the joke there from Keegan Michael.
Aaron.
The Wendigo has been on Earth since the beginning. One of the primeval monsters of the... Get out of here, Avengers retcon.
That Avengers retconning crap can go suck an egg.
The art is so nice.
The art is lovely. Oliver
Edward McGuinness.
Oh no, it's Ed McGuinness. Yeah, he's great.
He's
a great Hulk.
He does a very good Hulk.
He's a great Hulk.
One of the best Marvel Legends Hulk figures is an Ed McGuinness Hulk.
Oh, excellent.
There's no good Marvel Legends generic comic book Hulk action figure. There's a bit of news for you. Get on that, then. Get up on that and figure that out. Well, anyway, Wolverine.
Wolverine then kind of stole the show slowly. Like he was originally kind of a bit of a... They wanted to introduce a bit more tension between Jean and Scott, so he falls in love with Jean Grey. And then much to the surprise, people were like, screw Scott.
Screw him. So boring.
Screw Scott. I think people were kind of like, let's get Scott, something to come up against, something to push him a little bit further. But then everyone was like, give her to the Canadian man like twice her age. Yeah, do that.
But wasn't he envisaged as a little hairy teenager?
I think he was originally like that, but then they realised that they couldn't have a little teenager that drank and smoked and did all that stuff. So they kind of introduced him as that rough and gruff Canadian man who could be any age. And he has taken over in a huge way.
To the point where even his own sidekicks now have their own comic books.
Yeah, but his own sidekicks deserve them. In some way, I don't know. Wolverine has run his course. It's very much though I shudder to say this, it's a non-PC character for a very PC time.
Because he drinks and smokes.
He drinks, smokes. He used to be very misogynistic. He used to be very darling-y. Darling was the second word after bub. Now we've changed it to bub, but originally it was darling for women and bub for men. And he had all these attitudes about you should stay there because you're a woman and that's where you are, and blah, blah, blah. And we've changed that over the years, and Kitty Pryde has taught him to be a better man and stuff like that over the years, and that's fine. But, Laura McKinney... not Laura McKinney, is it Laura McKinney?
Yeah,
I think it is Laura
X-23.
McKinney. Yeah, X-23 took over the mantle when he went and died.
Then she got a sidekick.
Honey Badger. Thank you very much to Lights, Camera, Tentacles. Thank you.
And Rambling Rob
for pointing that out. Honey Badger is either much hated or much loved. It's a tiny little, spoilers, botched clone of Laura. who is possibly more powerful than Laura. They love that.
Everyone's more powerful.
They love when it's like, oh, you're a clone, but maybe secretly a very powerful clone. They love that. So yeah, she's there. Some people love her, some people hate her. Bit of a Deadpool for Laura McKinney. Bit of a little kind of Deadpool creation, something wacky. Something.
Okay.
She has a pet honey badger. Another honey badger. So honey
The
badger
actual
as
honey
a
badger.
Honey badger. Yeah, she has a little thing that fights.
The animal, the honey
Yeah,
badger.
yeah. So she has one of them as a pet.
I have a friend whose nickname is the honey badger.
Oh, that's
His
nice.
name's Philip as well, actually.
You got a lot of Phils in your
I
life.
got a lot of Philips.
No wonder you give them so many nicknames.
Ben, we were talking about this, and I said there has to be a good example, Ben, of something exactly like bloody Iron Fist, and I couldn't think of one. And then just before you came over, literally an hour and 20 minutes ago, not only did I think of an example, I thought of an example which is almost exactly the same as what happened in Iron Fist.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is very intense. Michael is shaking a pen at me.
I'm pointing my pen. It's not my Boulder Media pencil. I lost that.
Oh, there goes
So-
the sponsor again.
If Boulder Media want to send us some more pencils, then I'd really appreciate that.
One thing, Michael, I wanted.
Benjamin, here's the thing, right? Do you remember the 60s
No.
or the 70s?
Nope.
Do you remember Captain Marvel,
Yes.
the Kree super soldier from Marvel Comics who came to Earth?
Yes.
And do you remember his girlfriend, Carol Danvers?
Yes.
Carol Danvers wasn't a very important character.
No.
She was essentially his love interest and possibly his secretary.
soon to be fridged.
Yes, very much like...
Fridge fodder.
Then she got involved in an explosion
Ooh.
and his powers passed on to her.
Oh.
And then he died
Oh.
and she took on his name.
Oh.
Well, she didn't take on his name, did she?
Oh.
She became Miss Marvel.
Oh.
Because, you know, the 70s.
Ah.
Stuff that.
I think I nailed that, by the way. I'd like that on record, ladies and gentlemen. If you liked my O's and Ahs and would like to see a future segment called Ben's O's and Ahs,
I know, I really...
let us know down below. If you don't want it, you can just keep it to yourself.
So, Ben, yeah, Miss Marvel / Captain Marvel.
I've confused Michael. Go on. Yeah.
Miss Marvel / Captain Marvel is a bloody great example of this happening.
Yeah,
Because
she's become phenomenally popular.
it really... I always felt she was a little bit pushed onto us. They really didn't know what to do with her for years and years and years because she was Miss Marvel, she was Warbird, she was Binary.
Yeah.
She...
Binary?
Binary.
I don't remember the binary phase.
Binary is when she can go Super Saiyan. She can go Nova.
Oh.
And she can summon the power of a neutron star or
look at
something
her.
like that. And she goes she's wearing a white costume and there's all lines.
Flowy
going
hair
out of her.
stuff.
Yeah. It's her Dark Phoenix mode.
Ah, yeah.
Classic. And then she became Captain Marvel.
Oh.
And now we're getting a bloody film of her.
Oh.
Which is exactly, Ben, it's a bloody throwback to what I was saying earlier about if this had happened. What I'm saying is, I don't think there's anyone in the world who's upset that... No, that's not
That
true.
Marvel was replaced by a woman.
Yeah. Or even more specifically, because there undoubtedly were people who were
Absolutely.
upset by that. But even more specifically, I don't think that there is anyone in the world who's upset. No, there definitely is. But I'm going to finish the thought anyway, but then you can contradict me.
Any more?
No, I don't think there's anyone in the world who is upset that we're getting a Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, She's a Lady.
I think people
movie.
are losing their fucking minds that we're getting a Captain Marvel, Brie Larson movie.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. Let me finish my sentence, you son of a bitch.
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you finish.
Do you want to do the... I'm going to let you finish.
I'm gonna let you finish.
You can say
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish.
You say something like, I'm going to let you finish, but
But
Brie Larson has the best...
Beyonce's video was ridiculous. Best film of the century. Best video of the century.
Stop it, Kanye. Beignet West. So
A beignet is a sweet dessert from New Orleans.
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a donut.
Interesting fact. I am shaped like a donut. You can't see it, but I'm covered in powdered sugar right now.
Let me finish my sentence.
No.
There is no one in the world who is upset that we're getting a Captain Marvel movie, and it's Carol Danvers, not the Kree soldier Marvel.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which is exactly my point earlier about how if Colleen Wing had taken the mantle of the Iron Fist in the 60s, we'd all be fine with it now.
Yeah, because time heals all wounds.
That's basically what I'm saying.
Or time heals all butt hurt, if you'd like to use American parlance. But generally speaking, no, butthurt as in the common usage of the phrase to denote when a neckbeard has a meltdown.
Yeah, I know.
Over.
I know
Okay,
what
sorry.
butthurt
For
means.
for listeners, butthurt in that particular context is what we use to
Ben,
describe.
stop explaining butthurt.
I'm sorry. I just want to keep people included. Interestingly, they seem to be meshing all that together. She is a Kree soldier in the movie. by
Well,
the
it
looks of
looks
things.
like Jude Law is playing Captain Marvel.
Yeah, she's going to take over from him. She's in
Yeah.
Star Force by the looks of things.
Yeah.
With Digimon
Digimon
I
Hansu,
can never get his
Digimon,
name.
he is the
There you
champion.
go, yeah. Digimon
Hansu. Yeah.
Digimon Hansu.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in there with him.
But I said it to the tune of Digital Monsters, Digimon.
I'm not entirely against having the old Ronan the Accuser back. I'd like to see a bit more.
I got the Ronan the Accuser Marvel Legends action figure today.
Did you?
Yeah, it's downstairs. I'll show you later.
Oh, excellent.
It's
Looking forward
much
to that,
anticipated.
Anyway, other examples, Michael, from that particular topic.
Well, Ben, we had...
hang on.
Yeah, we've pretty much run out of time,
We've
so
run out of
let's
time.
do a couple of shout-outs for what some people recommended for us.
Yeah.
Once again, it was Lights, Camera, Tentacles. Lights, Camera, Tentacles, Ben.
Good egg.
He's a very good egg. He has an Instagram account where he does articulated comic book art.
Very good.
And I think he is running the game on articulated comic book art on Instagram.
Yeah.
He does some stories. My favourite is The Sword and the Star Beast.
Yeah, but what is a Star Beast?
Well, it's the aliens. It's the xenomorphs from Aliens versus Sword, the Marvel Comics.
The Marvel Outer Space Defense Force thingy.
Yeah, and he's British, I think. So he has a very British slant on it. So that there's Captain Britain is in it, Psylocke is in it, Kitty Pryde. It's actually a very good story. Yeah. It's very. He does it in a kind of weekly cliffhanger
installment,
weekly
like a serialized novel.
Yeah, and
nice.
it's really enjoyable. So get on that. Anyway,
he gave us a massive list of stuff to work through.
Mm-hmm.
He prefers a Z-list character, as he put it himself. So he has a whole bunch of things. We have Machine Man, Jocasta, Puma, Death's Head. Death's Head famously being one of Marvel's 2000 AD. At one point?
No, Death's Head is a Transformers character, actually.
Oh, in this case?
No, that's the interesting thing. Death's Head was a bounty hunter from the Transformers, but when the Transformers were still at Marvel.
Oh.
So now he kind of exists in both universes.
Oh.
Oh. Ben, I don't know how that's going to go down with listeners. You just going, oh, a lot. Look, you
Do you think it takes away from the conceit?
Look, you can bloody see the waves on the thing where it's just like, there's where Ben went, 6 times in a row.
Oh.
Anyway, Ben, do the wrap up.
He gave us a bunch of stuff to work through. Let me try and get through this as much as possible. Machine Man, Jocasta, Puma, Death's Head, Maggot, Marrow, Random Anachronism, Kenji Uedo, Spitfire, Elsa Bloodstone.
I like Elsa Bloodstone.
Elsa Bloodstone is from Overkill, apparently.
Elsa Bloodstone is a Marvel character as well.
Yes.
She has a red hair.
Is she a kind of
monster
Blade era?
Yeah,
thing?
She's a monster hunter who has a special totem that gives her like slightly above human abilities.
Is it a Bloodstone?
Yes, I think it is. And she carries rifles and stuff. She was in a very good comic, which I think Marvel retroactively made not canon, called Next Wave, which is here.
Oh, look, there it is.
There she is there. She's in that with Machine Man, Aaron Stack.
Machine Man was an enemy of... that was Machine Smith, who was an enemy of Captain America.
Yeah. Wow. Machine Man is a robot man. Then there's the other Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau.
I see.
Also known as Photon, also known as
Photon.
Spectrum, also known as everything.
Great vampire killer if you read the Blade series from 2005.
That is, Tabitha, but what's her superhero name? Boom Boom from the 90s X-Men.
Boom, boom, go shake the room.
And that's the captain, who might be called Captain Fuck or Captain C-Word or something. Captain America beats him up for using the name the Captain. It's a very good comic.
Boom Boom's an interesting character.
Yes, she is.
One of the great characters of X-Men Evolution, the mini animated
very good series. Yeah. Ben, do the wrap up.
Sorry.
Rambling.
Yeah. Anyway, Rambling Rob also gave us all the stuff about X-23, so we don't want to disclude him. Big shout out to Rambling Rob there on Instagram, ladies and gentlemen. Do you have
Rambling Rob's YouTube channel?
Rambling Rob, yeah, he's on YouTube. He's also on Instagram. Give him a go. He does voiceover work and all kinds of other cool things. So go check him out. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you to everybody who took a look at the video and gave us an L shout or whatever. And overall, he's forced himself. Sorry, I'm very tired, ladies and gentlemen. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. You can get in touch with us here at the YouTube channel. We are, of course, on SoundCloud. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget us over on iTunes. Every review helps. We would like you to review us, even if it's just give us good reviews.
Just
actually.
good reviews, no bad reviews.
Also, do you have any characters who managed to kind of slip under your guard there and get right on? Any side characters that took over your heart?
Kato from the Green Hornet.
Kato from the Green Hornet was instantly better. Also in that terrible Seth Rogen movie.
Yeah,
I much preferred Kato.
That was the conceit of the Seth Rogen movie, was that Kato was the competent one.
Yeah,
there are lots of things where that's the conceit. Inspector Gadget is another one, famously, where Penny his sidekick, is the real brains of the operation. Yeah. Or Tonto and the Lone Ranger, at least in the new version.
Well, let's not go back to Deptville. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, that's all from us. Bye!
I love how weirdly stilted you were at the end there.